be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.
What's up? What's going on, my good people? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. Pull up a seat. Hope you enjoy the content. And before we get into this video, I want to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe. Go ahead and tap that bell while you're at it so you're notified anytime I drop a brand new video, go live, or schedule a premiere. All right, y'all. So today I'm eating some breakfast. I got some French toast, some turkey bacon, and some scrambled eggs with cheese. So that's it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. It's about 2 in the afternoon, and this is my first meal. I wasn't even like feeling hungry until like, I don't know, like 12:30. About 12:30, I finally started feeling hungry. I'm excited because I'm trying sugar-free jelly for the first time. Not jelly, y'all. Why I say jelly? Sugar-free syrup. I'm trying sugar-free syrup for the first time. And I want to see how it tastes. I saw somebody, I think I opened this, I think. The top, yeah. I saw somebody talking about it. And I was like, if I see that, I'm going to try it. So I saw it when I was at Walmart the other day. First bite for y'all. Okay, yeah. I can do that. It's good. It doesn't taste bitter. It doesn't have an aftertaste. I could do that for sure. And this is the bread that I use for my French toast. I used Dave's Killer Bread. And I usually get this one, the 21 whole grain, or I get the cinnamon one. I love that so much. So how do y'all eat your French toast? Do it gotta be a certain kind of bread? Some people don't use syrup at all. I've seen people just put other stuff. I've seen people put honey on their French toast. I like mine on wheat bread or that bread, the one I just showed you. Y'all, Auntie Niecy is like, For the weather out here, so she's like, She's like, besides that, I like it out here. I'm filming this on a Friday. And this weekend, I kind of get to take a step back from all the moving stuff and just focus on going out. I'm going to a film screening on Saturday evening. And on Sunday, going to see some live music, which I'm actually really excited about. Concerts and live music have always been one of my favorite things. Always. I love concert. Yo, I have this a baking pan that has like a cooling rack on top of it. It is the perfect way to cook bacon. Like, I have been missing out. And I know when I've had like bacon and like other videos, a lot of y'all been telling me to like cook it in the oven. And I'm not saying I've never had bacon cooked in the oven. I'm saying that's not my go-to. I'm so used to cooking it in the skillet, like frying it. This thing is perfect. It made the turkey bacon perfect. But then I also have this, it's like a thick cut hickory bacon. Y'all, I love how it cooks even all the way through. Because that's the problem sometimes when I'm frying bacon and like the fatty ends, you can't really get to them like that without frying, like without burning the middle part of the bacon. I just love that it's even. So yeah, all y'all that said cooking bacon in the oven was where it's at, y'all are 100% right. So yeah, I love it because since there's a cooling rack on top of the baking pan, you know, like all the fat goes into the pan. So that's cool. This is the perfect amount of food. So you know what I was thinking about earlier. Also, I have a beer topic. I was thinking earlier about how in my adult life, I've just never had a bunch of like male friends, a bunch of homeboys like that. And sometimes I'm like, dang, I wish I had some homeboys, you know? I would say out of the few male friends I've had in my adult life, I would say all but one of them tried to get at me. And that's what made things awkward, because it's like, I'm not into you. I don't like you. And that was very clear before we became friends that I was not into men like that. And they played it cool for a while, but then it was like, they was like pushing up on me. And I'm like, like, no. So I definitely feel like men and women can be friends. I feel like they can. I know it can be complicated maybe in some relationships and stuff like that. Like once, you know, either one of them settles down, I know it can be tough. But you know, like sometimes I wish I had a homeboy. Because it's like I'm around so many women. I feel like it'd be good to like get a different type of perspective. Like a totally different perspective. Because I feel like men are so different than women. Yeah. Also, what's some of y'all experiences like? Have you been able to have and maintain your friendships with the opposite sex, pretty much? You know, have you been able to continue doing that? Or did you have to make a lot of adjustments like once you got married or whatever? I'm curious about that. Maybe y'all meet me some homeboys out here. I think it'll be cool. That was good. I'm not mad at this. I am not mad at the sugar-free syrup. 50 milligrams of sodium, only 15 calories, 5 grams of carbs. I'm not mad at that, okay. And then one serving size is 2 tablespoons. So if anybody is interested in trying it, you should try it. 85% fewer calories than regular syrup. And it's not super sweet. Like, obviously it's something in there to add sweetness, but it's not overly sweet like how syrup can be sometimes, but it's good. It's not bad. And like I said, it doesn't taste bitter and it doesn't have an aftertaste, which is nice because, you know how stuff is. All right, I'm about to go ahead and get into the viewer topic. But before I do, if you have a topic that you'd like me to share here on the channel, please go ahead and hit me up on Instagram. You could DM me at Rhonda's Real Talk, or you could email me at rhondasrealtalk@gmail.com. All of my contact information is below in the description box. All right, so this message came from Shayna. She hit me up on Instagram. What's up, Shayna? And we were like exchanging messages back and forth. And then, she ended up just telling me she had a topic. And so she was saying that the issue is that she feels like she's competing with her boyfriend's mom. They've been together for 4 years. They just moved in together probably like a year ago. And, she wants to get married. He feels like the man of her dreams. He checks off most of her boxes. He communicates well. He's considerate. He's thoughtful. He plans great dates. But just the main issue, she's not saying he's perfect, but he's a really good guy overall. Has a great career, all that stuff or whatever. They have a great friendship, all of that. He checks off all those boxes. But she was saying that the main issue is his mom. And she feels like that the mom has been an issue since the beginning of their relationship. And just as the relationship continues and it gets more serious, they've moved in together, the mom be popping up. He wanted to give the mom a key to their apartment. When they have made final decisions about certain things, he may talk to his mom and she gets him to waver on certain, the way that he feels about certain things. And so he ends up changing his mind and all that kind of stuff. So she feels like he's easily influenced by his mother and that he has a really hard time just kind of like sticking, like just standing on his decisions, when his mom, gets involved or whatever. And so she was just saying besides this, everything else is good. If you were me, would you feel concerned? So I feel like this comes up a lot for people. And I've often wondered sometimes if people were concerned about the relationship I have with my mom because we're close. And, if you haven't seen the dynamic of our relationship, I'm talking about like beyond like the camera and stuff like that. Like, if I was dating someone, it can come off like I've been curious if people have been concerned about me and my mom's relationship because how close we are. And if they thought like, my mom ever oversteps and stuff like that. So in this situation, I feel like even though this is the only red flag, it's a big enough red flag that you should be concerned about. He's showing you exactly who he is. His mom has played this particular role this entire time y'all been together, and it's going to continue to be that way. Like, it's not going to change. So if you don't see him implementing boundaries or trying to implement boundaries or trying to stand up to his mom or trying to, not involve her in everything you guys have going on, that's going to continue to be a problem. So I think that, if marriage is what you want or long-term partnership or whatever it is that you have in mind, what you're experiencing now will continue. That's what I think. And if it's a problem now, it's going to continue to be a problem. So I just feel like there needs to be, if he's not making effort to, like I said, implement boundaries, not involve his mom in everything, it's going to be an issue. It is, because just because somebody has maybe one area where it's a red flag, again, doesn't mean it's not a huge red flag and that it can't eventually put a strain on the relationship. I mean, which it sounds like this has already happened, that, the mother has already, their relationship has put a strain on your relationship. So I don't know that I would marry somebody that didn't have boundaries with a parent, and like popping up, considering giving her a key. Like, if that's not something y'all agreed upon, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Or like going behind your back and like giving the mom a key, like that's not okay. Y'all need to agree on that kind of stuff. Anybody that has a key outside of you two, y'all should agree on that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And like for me, I think my mother has never been the person who oversteps, ever. And I think it's just gotten, as a person who's gotten better with understanding boundaries and understanding where I need boundaries in my life, like I've been able to have those conversations with my mom. You know what I'm saying? So my mom doesn't like overstep and insert herself into my relationships like that. But I do love that she is supportive and that she's loving and that she's willing to listen and that she's willing to give me advice. And I love that my mom comes from a place of like, but Rhonda, you were wrong. But, you know, it's not like she comes at me from a place of like, always being on my side, because that's not what I need. I don't need my mom to be a yes woman either. You know, I don't want anybody around me to be a yes man, yes woman. Like, I want you to tell me the truth, especially if I'm doing too much or if I'm just out of line. You know, that's really important for me to be the best version of myself that I could be, you know. And I know a lot of it too. I don't know if people are afraid of their parents. I don't know if it's a cultural thing sometimes. I don't know what it is, but, you know, boundaries need to be in place for everybody, you know, and I really believe that, you know, he needs some boundaries with his mom. And if that's just not happening and he's not willing to do that on his own, it's definitely going to affect your relationship in the long run, especially marriage, you know, because just imagine even trying to plan a marriage. You know, I'm sorry. Yeah. Trying to plan like getting married, planning a wedding. Just imagine all the ways she's going to insert herself. And it sounds like that she may, at this point, because he hasn't implemented boundaries, it sounds like that she may feel entitled to a degree, you know what I'm saying? Because she's been doing certain things, you know, his entire life. Like, this has been going on his entire life. And there just hasn't come a point where, you know, he's put his foot down about it. So I don't know how you've been able to manage it, because I know that could be very, very tough. And you want to be respectful, you know, you want to respect people's parents. You know, you didn't say anything in the message about the mother, like you guys getting into it or her being disrespectful directly towards you. But like the pop-ups and doing things that, you know, waver him and change his mind about things that y'all have made a decision on. That's not cool. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, it's really not. But I know sometimes that, you know, I've heard stories in the past where like some moms just don't know really how to let go of their sons in particular. And sometimes they feel threatened by the woman they're in a relationship with. They feel threatened that, you know, if they really don't have their claws on the situation, if they're not really involved like that, they feel like that they're going to be forgotten about, that they're not as important. You know, they want to be number one. So it, you know, it can be tough, but I do feel like that you can absolutely have a close relationship with your mother, but also have boundaries and get married and your wife be the number one woman in your life. And that doesn't mean that you don't care about your mother, you know? So I think you have a serious decision to make to figure out if this is what you want to continue to do. Like, can you continue doing this? It's been 4 years, but can you see yourself doing this for 7 years, for 10 years, 20 years? Can you see that happening, you know? And I think you told me that you were like in your mid 30s and y'all around the same age. So I would imagine that maybe his mom is mid 50s, early 60s. So, you know, I'm just saying, you got time. It's going to be some time. So can you continue doing it? Like, you know, just, you really got to be honest with yourself. And if it's something that you can't do, I think you have to honor your feelings, whatever that looks like for you, whatever decision you come to. I encourage anybody out there to honor their feelings. You know, that's extremely important. It's not about somebody agreeing with it. It's just honoring and doing what is best for you, what feels right for you, what needs to be addressed, what needs to be brought up, whatever it is. I think it's extremely important for us to do that and do it often as we can, you know, because life is definitely about picking and choosing your battles, but this is something that is, you know, very close to home, can cause a lot of stress, can cause a lot of strain, can cause y'all to argue. I don't know what's going on with his mom, but as she continues to get older, does this mean that, you know, she automatically feels like she can live with y'all? Like, it's a lot. So, like I said, you got a serious decision to make at this point, you know. Does he plan on changing? But to me, this sounds like it has boundaries written all over it. So, and that's something that he has to lead the charge on. Like, you can't implement the boundaries. He has to be the one to do it, you know? So that's my opinion, my perspective. But y'all meet me in the comments. I asked the question earlier about, can men and women be friends? I would love to hear about that. And for me, I don't have enough experience with men, like to say that. I haven't dated a lot of men, and I haven't had a whole lot of men as friends like that. I do think it's possible. I mean, I've seen it, been around it. But let me know about that. And then also let me know what you think about the viewer topic, in terms of, you know, her feeling like that she's competing with her boyfriend's mom. That is tough. A tough spot to be in. So that's it, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. If you like the video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Go ahead and meet me in the comments. Make the best of the day, y'all. Be good to yourself. Peace.
I be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.